Hey, it's Tim Burt. I want to give you a sneak peek as to what you're going to be getting inside of Production Director Academy with a copywriting principle that you can use starting right now that will dramatically change the way you, your salespeople, and your clients look at their scripts when you employ this very simple but very powerful technique. This is something I call dominant image. What is dominant image? In its simplest form, it is this. It is the one thing that the audience will recall from the spot. The best way I can describe this for you, you remember years ago, 15 years ago, these ads were on the air a long time ago, the Real Men of Genius ads. You know, real men of genius, real men of genius. I won't sing for you anymore, but you know what? You've heard those ads. The question is the dominant image. Who was the client? Now, if you said Bud Light, congratulations. You probably listen a little bit differently than everybody else. But the general populace, the population at large, if you were to go ask your friend or somebody on the street, some rando, and you said, hey, do you remember a series of radio commercials called Real Men of Genius? And they said, oh, yeah, I do. Gosh, those were so funny. They were great. The guy singing Real Men of Genius. Yeah, all that stuff. Great. Awesome. Can you tell me who the client was or what was the product they were selling? I'd be willing to bet that more than half would not be able to say Real Men of Genius or Bud Light. My thought process is that most people would say it was Real Men of Genius, but I don't remember. Was it a Coke, a soda, a beer, Progressive Insurance? I have no idea. So the question is, what is the one thing that people are going to remember from the ad? And the further out from the end of the ad, what's the lingering effect? What's the ripple effect? What's hanging around in the air, the fog? What do they recall from that ad? If they can recall your name or your client's name, the business, or the product or the offer, whatever it might be, that's the dominant image. So that is the one thing that you want them, that you really want to focus on in the ad. So here's a second little trick to get you to strengthen the dominant image in a spot. Remember this, the last thing heard is usually the first thing remembered. Just remember that last thing heard is usually first thing remembered, not always, because if the dominant image, if the comedy device, again, using Real Men of Genius, the comedy device is so strong in that series of ads that it overshadows Real Men of Genius, or overshadows Bud Light. Here I am saying Real Men of Genius. It overshadows Bud Light. That's no bueno. That means you have to spend more money, stay on the air longer, and air the spot more times for that to really hammer the point home and to permeate in the conscience of the mind of the public. All right. So the final tip I'm going to give you on dominant image is no false endings. And this was a very, very, very popular technique, probably, right around the Real Men of Genius time, 15 plus years ago, where spots would use a comedy device as basically the dominant image, and then if you broke this up in a section, you have big old chunk of comedy device for 20 seconds, and then 5 seconds of the name of the business or the product or the special or whatever it is, and then the last 5 seconds they would jump back to the comedy device. That's what people remembered. I just saw an ad on television for a beef jerky, of which I cannot recall the name, but I remember the point of the ad was, don't take all these crazy supplements, eat real beef jerky. And they were making fun, the entire spot, they were making fun of some skinny kid on a ski slope, and he was trying to take on all these powders and all this stuff, and the guys on the top of the mountain were like, just eat beef jerky. I don't remember the name of the beef jerky, but I remember the kid. I remember them making fun of the kid because at the very end, the kid was like sleeping in a sled, and then he started to slowly go down the hill. What was the name of this? I don't know. And the question is, even in the age of Google and YouTube, do I care? to research that anymore? I don't know that I do. And I love beef jerky. So no false endings. End with the thing that you want people to remember, and that will help strengthen your dominant image. Now, before I let you go, I want to remind you, if you have not signed up for the free training for Production Director Academy, the free, and where you can ask questions and all that stuff, do it now. Go to productiondirectoracademy.com and sign up at the top of the page. And it's actually at the bottom of the page as well. Look for more videos like this coming to your inbox very, very soon. My name's Tim Burt. Thanks for watching. And employ and start thinking about dominant image and how it can help you and your clients.